Officially welcome to the Options Income Launchpad Tuesday opening bell. Right at 9:30 a.m. No, we're not. We're a little late. My name is Scott. As always, keep in mind, this is education, illustrative purposes only. Nothing we do or say is a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product, not brokers or advisors. We don't give personalized investment advice. Any decision made should be done so at your own risk. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. I feel like the blast is maybe like getting the link into everyone's hands, if nothing else. So it's good to see everybody. I appreciate your patience with me and the Circle app that has a funky process that apparently I thought I had completed but didn't, and then the event didn't show up, and here we are together. Let me finish getting things organized here. Oh, better open today. Let's go. I need my account, and I need the agenda. The usual. The usual agenda. I need a new agenda card, I've decided. Oof, Microsoft getting hit still. Where's SPY? Whoa. Well, that's not good. Is everybody else's chart doing that? Pull up if you're on Thinkorswim, pull up an SPY. Ugh. I mean, this is like the most accessed chart. Clearly, there's a bad data feed from yesterday's candle. Don, you're on Thinkorswim and your chart does not show this, or you're on a different platform and it confirms. Yeah, and it confirms. So what this is there's a oh no, you're on Thinkorswim. This is Thinkorswim. So it might be a regional thing, a server thing. If some people on Thinker, because it sounds like some people are seeing this obviously. The SPY yesterday did not go down to $69 a share and then pop back up smoothly to 695. Right? So that we know this didn't happen. This little long tail hammer, or what, I don't know what you would call this. Rapunzel. A Rapunzel. Okay. Well, it just makes it hard to see. There's nothing you can do, no matter what time frame we go to. You can reset it using the slider on the right. No. So this is the what's going on with that is it's registering this as a candle. So if you look here at the low, it's saying that it got down to 69 on yesterday. 69. A 90% drop, and then meandered back up. Now, if we go to a 5-day, 5-minute chart, there is obviously the low it hit on that day was here. If we go to a hourly chart, then this is yesterday. Nothing there. If we go to 2 hours, this is yesterday. Nothing there. If we go to 4 hours, if we go to weekly, it's there. Weekly, it's there, and any configuration of daily, 1 month daily. So It looks that way on the web version as well, and on the Qs as well. What the hell? Oh, and my Qs is not doing it. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna try to isolate this thing for a second. Boo. Walmart moving higher. Okay, very nice. So the market is basically sitting at yesterday's close right now. Flat open. Fair enough. Let's go look at the Dow. DIA looks pretty good. IWM looks like it's trying to bounce. Maybe an opportunity to trade into small caps. Anyone who's in NVIDIA, maybe, what are we thinking here? See, for me at this point now, this is actually like, do I decide, is there a new trade setting up here? So if you're in it still, be thinking, what am I in for now? Am I holding to hope for the next bounce? How much time do I have? Right, that's the danger of holding, and why I dropped this to here for those who stayed in and said, look, we're at the edge of this time frame. If you start it from the second move and it just was slowing down, these are swing trades. We always want to remember. So anyways, I hope everyone was able to squeeze a little penny out of that or two. Let's take a look at Citi. Okay, that's what we were looking for. That's the move we've been kind of thinking it's gonna veer on up out of that. Hopefully, that's a base breakout. I don't know, right? We may not have enough volume to consider it that way. When you're like, what do you mean a base breakout? So this sort of moved into like a bullish basing pattern, meaning the basing pattern is that tight little movement. It's just basing, real tight. But it's a bullish one in my opinion, in my humble trading perspective, because it was at a support level. Looking for it to accelerate. Now we're getting that acceleration. However, it's I'm going to be pretty, hopefully, I say this, but then I'm like, well, I guess maybe a little hiccup, but I'd like to see this thing really kind of just go. Like when this thing moves, it kind of just goes, right? Like, so, and when it stalls, you can see, we tried to catch one there, and it started and then stalled. You have to be very careful for that. Yeah. Okay. Citi. Ford. Okay. So let me know if you're still in your Ford. I'm still in mine. I still think there's maybe a decent opportunity we get a pre-earnings bump. And I still think 1430, 1450 is still potentially in the cards. So give me a sense. Who's in Ford? Still in with Ford? Sarah's in. Is anyone in and out? Did anyone close? I think there's been some gains here and there. Never got in. Still in. What about Citi? Anybody in the Citi trade? In Citi? Citi, yes. And Wells Fargo, still in. Okay. The Walmart was one that was like, yeah, that thing just went and tagged. Boom. My goodness. Very nice. Okay, let's go find something to trade now. Are there any other lingerings? I feel like that's it. Walmart is one that was kind of like on the list. Some people looked at. Nvidia, some people held. Citi, Ford, pretty active. RKLB. RKLB is underwater. If you closed, that makes a lot of sense. I actually pared down half of my loss. So I took half the loss to say I still see it above the 50. It's a time spread. If it comes back, it comes back very quickly. Anyone hold? Anyone out? Citi's up by 65%. Nice. Very nice. Love it. Yeah, RKLB, that one was one I was very excited about. And then it just that whole group just sort of got it sucked out of them. So RKLB was a credit spread, pretty protected from the downside. But my thought was I took off half of it. If I recover, I'll recover my loss. Still end up in a favorable position. And if I don't recover, then I got at least a smaller piece of the loss, and we'll see what the second piece turns out to be. So today's not bad. It's come back up 5%. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. It's like I selectively put that out of my mind, apparently. I'm like, what? Rocket Lab? Oh, yeah, of course. Kent, are you in that or just remembered? Okay, Alcoa. Till end of March. Okay, got some time there. Yeah, I feel like that group is going to pull out of it. Sometimes it chops around a little bit in the meantime. Alcoa. Okay. I don't know. Feels like you're in a broader consolidation pattern more than you're like, oh, look, it's turned. But you're kind of like, well, yeah, but at the same time, you've got this broader consolidation where, I don't know. I'm going to watch that one. Basic Materials was kind of a maybe it shot a little too much too fast, and now it's just in a slow consolidation back down for a little while. Apple. So Apple, a couple people have said they took it, which I love. This one for me has just broken the consolidation. The next time it pulls back. Great day yesterday. It's kind of a pause day today. My thought is the next time it pulls back, I'm looking for the next, that period where it heads on up towards 400. And this is the same thing as this back here. And we start looking to take more of these trades. I took, I think, 3 of those back on Apple. It was great. It was a great time to trade Apple. And then we fell into this and hopeful now that it's popping. In it. Okay, Doug. Nice. Well done. Archer Daniels reported earnings, gap down, recovered a chunk already, but there's no interest. There's no interest in trading anything that looks like that. Got out of Apple yesterday. Okay, yeah, it's up marginally today. Maybe it keeps going. Maybe you got out right at the top. Applied Materials. As I said, maybe there's a hiccup developing in here. The trend is overall still good. This looked like a viable, tight consolidation pattern breakout and then just sort of fizzled. There wasn't volume, to be fair. Well, actually there was a little bit, but not a ton. But it just sort of fizzled out. However, the support level continues to hold. And so, if this thing, there's still time, maybe. Maybe. I'm open. AMKR. You're running out of time before earnings. You can see gapped up today, selling off. Nothing really there. Amazon is chopping around now. It hit that resistance there. You've got earnings on the 5th aftermarket. So a couple of days still, but feels a bit inconsistent in its price action right now. APH, maybe. It was looking great. Reported earnings dropped, but held the 50. Whoops, I don't want that. Held the 50. If it can bounce from here, if we can get the turn and get back maybe above 150, we'll see. But I don't know. It does kind of feel like it's not there. ASX earnings, a couple of days. These are the last of them for earnings season. Winter earnings. AXP. No. Baba. Well, we kind of were like, I'm not really liking the chop of Baba. You can see it's pulled back. Maybe it stabilizes here, but if it gets any lower, I wouldn't even think about it. Bank of America's up $1. Looking nice. Stephen D's not here to take a bow. BCS. Bud. Boy, that thing just... we were looking to see if it was going to give a little pullback, and it just never did. At this point, I don't know. Now it just feels way overextended. City, nice. Looking good. Caterpillar. I like Caterpillar. I'd like it to pull back to give an opportunity. The last opportunity was right before earnings, and just, unless you held. Some people are getting in and holding through some earnings, and so far my sense is it's paid off. Has anyone gotten burned by earnings by doing that this season? CF potentially forming into something here. Coherent. You can see overextended right before earnings. Maybe we'll shift gears here. Oh, we're a little late. Let me go back to the SPY. Vladimir says yes, unfortunately, but also rewarded. Give me the net. Like, did you have like one bad one and two good ones? Was it net worse for holding this season? I feel like if it's an earnings strategy, it's got to be, like you got to see the whole thing, everyone, because if you got a couple ones that you knocked it out of the park, well, those can be amazing. Too bad, one so-so. Yeah, that's not great. No one loves that. Coherent reporting earnings. Let me go back to SPY. SPY's down a little bit now. Let's go look at the opening range and get off that stupid... Ooh, and then you can see what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we got this big engulfing bearish candle. And now we just saw break the downside of the opening range with this follow-through candle. Still 2 minutes left already for this time period above average, right? It's at 1.5 million is average for this time. And that's carrying all this baggage from the end of yesterday to early today. And you can see that it is a little bit of acceleration in there. So maybe the seller's testing the waters. We'll watch and see. Actually, technically, as I look at it, this engulfed but did not break because the opening range is the shadows. It's a range. It's not body to body. That would be a real tight definition of it. So technically, this is the candle that's breaking it down. First thoughts here for me would be, if you're day trading, be careful of any bullish positions right now. Unless we see it break back up, what would I need to see for a bull trade? I would need to see it V up, test inside, and then I'd be like, okay, that looks like that can break. So what's the thought then? Well, the thought for me is if we pop up a little bit, the day trade is the downside right now. Right? The day trade is the downside. Anyone pulling the trigger on day trades or looking to today? Let's go pop around. I know the others are Apple. Apple's one that's getting day traded a bit. And you can see Apple did a little bit of the opposite. First 4 candles, and then it tried to break here. Didn't have the volume. It's pulling back down. Actually, Apple's fighting a little bit. Apple on this consolidation or this pullback, if Apple does this, I would say Apple's setting up bullishly. We'll keep an eye on this one. How much time do we have? We have until here. We could at least maybe take a look at the entry. Let's see. Let's go back out while that works itself forward. Where was I? Caterpillar? No. Coherent? Coherent. Reporting earnings. Cisco. Whew. Good, yeah. Look at that. Cisco. Earnings are still a good ways away. Boy, that thing popped. Boom. That's what we were looking for previously. Delta. Ooh, Delta popping. Okay, so Delta is breaking out of its consolidation range. Boom. Which means what? Which means that when this falls, when this hits resistance, this little move here, and then pulls back down, there's that 50-day coming over here. That's the next one that I'm like, okay, there we go. That's what I want to catch. It's nice to see some things starting to do that. Consistency. Dow Chemical had good earnings. It's moving up. Basic Materials. I don't know. They don't trade that smooth. Basic Materials. You can see. Estee Lauder had a good bounce yesterday. And we said you have a couple of days if you wanted to try to pick it up. It's moving up today, 1%. A little bit of a move. Ford trying to get going. Come on, Ford, you can do it. You can do it. GE pausing. Gold back up 6%. GM, that's a tough one. Do we think that this is the flag? Those are the highs. These are the lows. If that's the flag, then today could be, theoretically, a break of the flag. And we would say, oh, okay, I can put a stop. Too early to say. I mean, right? Agreed. Good answer, Kent. Good answer. Obviously, we need to wait. We need to see some volume. It's 34 minutes in, 6 hours to go. A lot of day left in the market. Google, it pushed a decent move, but you've got earnings coming up tomorrow. Let's go peek at Apple. We were at Google. Apple 5. I think we were getting a little more of that pullback. Now it's starting to maybe dial in. So what would we look for on something like Apple? And you can see what you were getting yesterday. It's 265 up to like 267. Couple of points there. 267 up to 269. Couple points there. Even this morning, 268, 260. That's 3 points right there. So, you might be thinking, hey, for any one of these, I'm looking for just a couple of points to the upside. 2 points, maybe 3. So what am I risking? No more than 1 to the downside. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, it looks like my other platform closed down, and I wanted to use that today. Let me get that instance up. All right, we'll keep an eye on this pullback. And let me see if that's ready for me to log it in. And we can, not yet. All right, let's come back to this. It's still forming. Maybe even switch to a 3. Nope. 3. See it coming in. There we go. That might be the one we want. There. Okay. Okay, let's get into Apple. Oops, let's get into Apple. We do have options that expire today, but I always prefer to go to Fridays. Better volume. Well, they used to always be at least. Actually, the open interest is it's better, but the volume is better on these today. Spreads 5 cents, 7 cents, 1 cent, 1 cent, 3 cents, 4 cents, 3 cents, 1 cent. Let's see. Um, 269. Yeah, I bet we could get a good chunk. I want to see the deltas. 4.7 to 8, and here 4.5. Yeah, I think you're fine. Either one, if you know you're going to be in and out of these. Let's just stick with these here. All right. Still waiting, seeing if we're going to get a hold and a cross. Watching our stochastics, watching our candle to see if we can close above. My thought would be a target around 270. Yeah, maybe 273. Let's give it 273 and stop it. 268. If we get in at 270, I'd say 268.90. $268.90 for the stop. We'll go 272.50 on the upside. 10 contracts, $100 a risk. It's about we'll go a few less. $500 trade, right around there. Now, you might think, oh, this looks amazing. Remember, we wouldn't get into this until, it would be more expensive by the time we got in. So this is going to change up a little bit, something more like that. But I just want to have this on hand, ready to go. We'll just keep an eye on this and see if it develops. And let's go back to... Let's go back to Google. How much time do we have? Maybe it shows up. I want to look at the SPY real fast on the same perspective. Yeah, so you can see the sellers came in pretty heavy. Still pushing on this on the broader market. Let's go back here, back to Google. Goldman, pause. You can see Goldman was trying. It's really not doing much. Home Depot. Ooh, Home Depot. We actually saw Home Depot yesterday. We did not end up pulling the trigger, and it is moving today. HL. Did someone pull the trigger on Home Depot? Did you think, oh, maybe I'll take that? Let's see. IBM. Oh, nope. IBM. Ooh, look at IBM. I told you IBM was looking a little iffy. And then whammo today. down 7%. Intel, it's not getting back up. That seems to anything above 50 basically. It's like no. Sitting at 49. IVZ, I think IVZ is setting up for a swing trade. It's pretty stable, like mid-vol, maybe a spread on something like this. Though I don't know how strong. I think the options were pretty good, but I feel like we've been doing a better job checking options, and then sometimes we're like, now let's remember it's a group effort. So whenever we look at a new stock, everyone should be like, let's go check the options. You know, I get excited by the technicals sometimes. So yeah, we're seeing it across the indices. Early selling is being countered. It's popped up. Ooh. Okay, I've mentioned this before. Gold star this morning for anyone who tells me the name of this pattern. Yes, Don Bennett. Tweezer hold. A tweezer hold. It is actually very close to an engulfing, Craig, right? You can see, but it's almost where like the bodies are identical. And so they call this a tweezer hold. And it did hold. You can see the next candle came down here. Anyways. Okay, let's get back to 6-month daily charts. Oh, was I on the wrong charts? No, I wasn't. I was like, wait a second. Did I? Lumentum made a nice little pre-earnings bump over the last 4 or 5 days. And they report earnings today after market. We'll see what happens there. Lam Research still in consolidation mode, maybe setting up for a trade. Nice looking trend. MasterCard possibly breaking out of its consolidation with the earnings report. Meta pulling back after a big breakout from earnings. You can see earnings are just kind of a catalyst for a lot of things right now. Ooh, Monster. There it is. I like Monster. Let's play with this one a little bit. This is likely going to be an alert if it stays like this. I want a little extra time. And a little room. And let's draw a line here. I'm just going to kind of like get into like this. And let's see. You can see we got similar there. Not quite that much there. That one was pretty close. You know, a little bit. Obviously, it's not perfect, but that's. I feel like. Monster Energy. Let's see. Okay. This thing's kind of moving. I'm actually going to go Heikin-Ashi and be thinking about a stop like in this range at the level for my risk 80.4. That's about what, $1.35. $1.35 of risk. And 86.82. That's about 4. 86.82 minus 82.25 divided by, what did I say? $1.35? $1.35? Yeah. 3.3. Okay. How do the options look? Feel like I'm a little concerned already because I'm looking at them right now and there's monthlies, but no weeklies. Oh, they don't look. Yeah, they're not. I mean, we have one. There's hundreds, and then there's one contract with thousands. That would be the 8250, which is at the money for February. What do the Marches look like? It's only 17 days. 17 days. If we go out, oh, those got expensive. The 85s are 260. They're out of the money a little bit. 265. 25 cents. So it is 10%. I feel like that could hold up. I forgot about Apple. That's why I'm bad at day trading, you guys. Let's go see what's cracking in Apple. I know I should have other charts set so I don't have to go back and forth. Ooh, so this one got pretty close to what I would be looking for. Stochastics is trying to turn. We can maybe take this thing. Stop at where are we at here? 268.87. Stop at 268.15. I'm going to move my target down. 271. Yeah, let's just play with that for fun. Let me look at it one more time. Nope, we're going to leave it there until this resolves. I'm not gonna trade into that. We'll see. I'm gonna look for the close. Close at or around at or above 269.35, maybe 269.40. We'll come back. We have 6 to 10 minutes for this to form. Let's go back now to Monster. And we'll come back to this as well, Monster. Okay. 86.85 target. And we said it was a maybe like an 80. We said it was $1.35. Was that 80.40? 80.30? we're at 82.11 now. I might have done my math wrong. Might be closer to a 3-to-1 than a 3.3. 80.35. 80.35. And the only one that makes any sense at all, let's go back to volume and open interest, is the 85. And you can see, ooh, no, we're not. We're not getting, if I have to go, let's say, to the end of this week, I'm at 880 to 2200. Yeah, it's not really holding up. If the spreads were tighter, I could look at like an 80-85 bull call spread. But you're kind of, I don't know. I don't think that would work either. Let's just play with it for 1 second, though. $80.85 bull call spread. 373 to 971. It's close. Close to a 3-to-1. And time would be on my side if it goes the right way. I'm just worried about the spreads on that. Let me think about this one. Oh. Okay. Weigh in. What do you guys think? Are you thinking, yeah, I don't feel good about those spreads. I don't feel good about those spreads. We'll think about it. We'll think about it, and we will go check in on Apple. Ooh, there's the candle we're looking for on Apple. It would appear. What's the... Are we locked in on Apple? Yeah, okay. Okay. Ah. Apple. Let's go back to today. And oof, we're going to have to move this stop up here, 268.80. And I'm going to go back to 272 now with that confirmation. There we go. 180 risk. I'm going to put it on. Okay. And now I'm going to set a hard stop. If Apple goes at or below 268.80, I want out, or if it goes up to 272.2, I want out, and then I'll watch it, and I'll tell you what happens. Lee doesn't like the spreads. I'm kind of feeling the same. What do we got here? Sell Apple, so my 8 Apple contracts, if Apple goes below 268.80 or above 272, so I'm putting a little bracket on it, a conditional bracket. This is a held order. The market makers can't see this order. People are like, the market makers are going to try to get you. They can't see me. I'm invisible. This order is only me and my broker's servers know about this order, and you guys. So this is basically right, going back to our charts. If we get up to 272, the next little swing high, I'll take it. If it drops back down here to 268.80 and rolls over, I'm out. There it is. That's the trade. Now, as it goes, I would make adjustments because this thing should go in the next little bit. Now we're just barely on, but let's go ahead and put the stop on. That was a 3-to-1. If you look at where my stop and target is there, 180 to the downside, 677 to the upside. And if it gets to 271, I would absolutely move my stop. And all right, there's ways that we can adjust this once we're in the trade. So there you go. Nice little piece on there. We'll see. The monster is iffy. I like the trade. I don't love the spreads. So, yeah, okay. Real quickly, let's go finish the rest of our watch list. We'll check that one more time before we wrap it up. But let's go Morgan, pausing, Microsoft down, Micron possibly consolidating, Netflix still down. New holdings, maybe starting to come back a little bit. Nvidia is really rolled over now. Palantir gapped up, but is selling off after their earnings report. Kind of iffy. Still up 6%, but it started much better and it's given back quickly. The Qs started bullish, gapped down, or rolled over. The Real, no. Rocket Labs. Back to 6, looking pretty good. Rocket Mortgage gapped back up. Somebody. Well, that's a wild ride. Ross Stores. We liked the trade. We didn't like the spreads. Let's actually go peek at that one. I think I locked in one. And I said, this is a personal. Some people may take it. So this one that we locked in, these 195s, would be making about $400. Two of those right now making about $400. That's the so it's working. It's just not ideal, right? I mean, yeah, like when it works, but when it goes wrong, it goes really wrong, and it makes it much more difficult. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to keep that locked in. RTX, silver, little comeback, SNDK, SPY, down 0.5%, STX. It's an interesting market. SYY, nothing there. A little comeback. Nothing's really standing out outside of that monster. Taiwan Semiconductor, no. Vail. Viking. WDC. Walmart's moving still. There you go. All right. Well, okay. Again, my apologies, everyone, for the snafu with the schedule. The Tuesday meeting is now updated. I'll go make sure the rest of them are there. And I'll make sure I post this. So if you're listening to the recording, my apologies. Yeah, choppy market, a little bit frenetic this morning. You know, nothing really standing out, but we still have trades setting up and a couple of things that are moving okay for us. So there you go. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow morning, or I'll see you tonight. Happy trading.
Recording stopped.